So how's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel. Today I present to you my review of the MAFEX Batman Hush action figure. Anywho, box art for this guy is the same as the rest of these MAFEX Hush Batman figures, with a blue motif and the name down the one side and a picture of the figure down the bottom left, and a big fat window up in the front. Top of the box has another picture of Hush with the lettering Batman Hush. And the other side of the box, you guessed it, says Batman Hush, and then you got a little picture of the figure. The right hand side of the box also says Batman Hush, but it's also got a full image of the figure. And for the back, we have various product shot imagery. All three heads, Hush holding a coin, an image of Jason Todd, who was really Clayface, and also some more of the accessories. And all out, here is everything that we got on the inside. Here's a close-up of all three heads all side by side. He comes with a whole slew of hands, open and grabby and batarangs in the knuckles hands. Also, there's the two pistols that he comes with. As usual, MAFEX has done a fantastic job in sculpting these bad boys. And then there's the two coins and the batarang, as well as the extra interchangeable belt and the R for putting on his chest in place of the H. The figure also comes with some instructions in English and I can assume Japanese. Maybe a viewer can tell me if that's Japanese or not, on how to use the various interchangeable pieces. And oh look! He also comes with an action figure stand. Is it just me, or does this thing need tightening? Let's just use my trusty little screwdriver and make sure that all these little arm joints are tight. The last thing we need is the figure falling over, landing on its face, and then scratching its nose. Oh, there's nothing worse than a scratched nose on an action figure. There. All good. Now, looking up close at the figure in its basic vanilla form, well, this is a stunning figure to behold. It's perfect. I love it. It's perfect. It is exactly what I was hoping it would be. Because there is, quite frankly, so much to like about this figure. Right off the bat, the jacket, which is made out of a nice, soft, supple, skishy rubber on the outside, and also on the inside, has all of the shading that actually makes it look like, well, a trench coat. And it's sculpted really, really well. You've got the strap on this side, and you've got the one on the other side. A soft, squishy collar. Fantastically sculpted details on the torso. You've got the pouches here that look really fantastic. The yellow buttons on there. There's actually a little bit of shading in the red. I'm so in love with this kind of sparkly grayish silver gunmetal for his knee pads and his shin guards. You've got his boots, and on the bottom of his boots, he's got treads that actually kind of look like Doc Martens. And the general color palette really, really works well together. The reds, the blacks, the browns, the yellow, and the initial face sculpt with the open gritty teeth looks really good. And also, same thing for the scowly face, and also for the Clayface Jason face. All three of these are fantastic. They're painted well, the skin tone looks good, and they are sculpted beautifully. I think the little gray streak in his hair looks absolutely perfect as well. And also, just before we get too much further, I wanted to show you that this utility belt, actually both of them, they actually got these little hinges so that when you're articulating the figure, when you're putting him into various poses, the pouches can move out of the way. That is clever. But for the sake of the articulation, I've actually taken the belt off so you can see the articulation points moving. Now, we know that MAFEX is very good at torso articulation. Like, they really have a good handle on how to make the articulation points not look ugly, but also make them so they're maximizingly usable. Is that a phrase? So they can be used to their maximum potential. And then you've got the head, which is also on a ball peg, as well as the neck, which is on a ball peg. And there is a lot of roly-poly motion. The arms, well, they're on that rounded hinge here. The peg is on the inside here. The coat will get in the way, as you can see. So if you're trying to put him in some kind of dynamic pose, that's really, you're not gonna get a whole lot more, again, because of the jacket. You can get his arm up and around and stuff, but the jacket gets in the way. So I want to show you the articulation points. So let's just take the jacket off for now. We've established that the jacket will in fact get in the way a little bit, but oh, now that looks wonky. Anyway, so he's got the rounded hinge right there in the arm. He's got the double jointed elbows, and I gotta tell you, I was expecting them to do more than just this little more than 90 degrees because they're double jointed. They probably could have achieved this much motion with a single jointed elbow, so I don't know why they're double jointed. You got a roundy ball right there in the wrist with all kinds of wrist motion. However, the jacket sleeve will get in the way. And you also have some kind of round in the joint motion right there. You can see the same thing that McFarlane does. You have that piece of plastic that kind of comes out like that and tries to hide the fact it's moving. And well, basically this ball joint sits in there, and then this, I believe, is probably on some kind of a hinge or another ball joint. Then down here in the groin-a-rooney, he's got these here ball joints that hold the legs on, and there's a really good amount of rotating motion like that. Now, be aware his battle armor, or whatever the heck this is, part of his uniform gets in the way to a point, but it's actually not as bad as you would think. He's got double jointed knees. Those could crunch up better, but they're actually pretty good. And then he finally has the rounded hinge in the ankle. And how much does that actually work? Well, it's okay. And then toe articulation. Does he have toe articulation? Or does it just look like he's got toe articulation? Oh, goodness. Okay, let's try the other foot. Let's see what the other foot gets. Okay, this is altogether weird. It doesn't really do much. Why is it there? Why does he have it? Now, before I do any comparisons, I also want to take his body apart and show you how you install the belt. It just goes along the back here, and you'll notice actually that there's a little nubbly in the back of the belt here, and there's a little piece at the back. You just stick the belt over top like that, and it fits. Oh, it's really, the nubbly is soft. Okay, so let's put the belt over like that, and then let's stick the body in like that, and then we can arrange it so that the nubbly sticks into the thing. There. So that is how you change the belt. And obviously the head, that's just rip the other one off and stick the new one on. And ta-da! You have the imposter version of Jason Todd. Nope, no wait, no we don't. We gotta get the H out of there and put the R in. So we'll just take that out. You can actually just stick your fingernail underneath the one edge there. And now let's put the R in for Robin. There! And now we have imposter Jason Todd. Look at me go. I swear, I'm Jason. For real, I'm Jason Todd. Now, as far as the comparison goes, I can only really compare him to the DC Direct version of Hush. I don't have any others. This is the only one. I will say, though, it is nice to have a version of the character now who's not stuck looking up. He really is. He's stuck looking kind of up. If you want him to look straight, you gotta lean him forward. Other than that, you stand him up straight, and he's stargazing. And it also is nice to have a version of the character that doesn't have guns that are just stuck in his hands. And of course we do that comparison shot with Hush and the other Hush figures from MAFEX, Superman, Batman, and Catwoman. He fits in just perfectly. Anyway, super friends, what do you think of this figure? Do you own him? Do you like him? Do you feel like he was a worthwhile purchase? Or you were like, darn it, he's just articulated trash and I wish I never bought him. Quick, flush it down the toilet. But as for me, I certainly really like this. It's going to be one of my favorite pickups for the year. I can't wait to see what MAFEX has in store. He looks fantastic posed along other 6-inch scale DC figures that would be comparable to him. He's going to look great in a display, and I'm just finding myself overall very much satisfied with this figure. But anyway, super friends, those are my thoughts, observations, and opinions. I know you'll have your own, so you can feel free to leave them down in the comments section below. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel and you liked what you saw here today, well, you know where all the buttons are that do all the stuff, and I'll see you later. Have a super awesome DC day, everybody, and take care.